Hello friends, I am Gaurav Srivastava, Assistant Professor, Sage University Bhopal. Our today's topic is K-means clustering. So in today's topic we will see what is K-means clustering algorithm and how it works. So K-means clustering is basically an unsupervised clustering technique and it is an iterative technique and it partitions the given dataset into K predefined distinct clusters. And a cluster is defined as a collection of data points which exhibits certain similarities. And it partitions the dataset such that each data point belongs to a cluster within the nearest mean. And data points belonging to one cluster have high degree of similarity. Data points belonging to different clusters have high degree of dissimilarity. So these are the some steps which are used in the k-means clustering algorithm. So in step 1, we first choose the number of clusters and represent it by the k. So in the first step, you have to choose the number of clusters at the initial point. And in the step 2, randomly select any k data points as cluster centers. In this step, we have to randomly select the k data points to make the cluster centers, initial cluster centers. So select cluster centers in such a way that they are further as possible from each other, means the cluster centers which we are choosing should be as far as from the each other. And in the step 3, we calculate the distance between each data point and each cluster center which we have chosen. And the distance may be calculated either by using given distance function or by using the Euclidean distance formula. So you can use either Euclidean distance or you have given the formula to calculate the distance function. And in the step 4, we have to assign each data point to some cluster, and a data point is assigned to the cluster whose center is nearest to the data point. This is the most important point which we have to learn. A data point is assigned to the cluster whose center is nearest to that data point, right? Now in step 5, we recompute the center of newly formed clusters, and the center of cluster is computed by taking mean of all the data points contained in the cluster. And in the step 6, we keep repeating the procedures from step 3 to step 5 until any of the following stopping criteria is met. Like center of newly formed cluster do not change, data points remain present in the same cluster, or maximum number of iterations are reached. So these are the some stopping criteria to stop our algorithm. So here it is a problem based on the k-means clustering. In this problem, we have to cluster the following 8 points with xy representing locations into 3 clusters. So these are the data points, that is A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7 and A8. These are the 8 data points we have given, and we have also given the initial cluster centers. They are A1, A4, A7. So it should remember that the initial cluster centers are from the data points only. So here we are selecting the data points A1, A4 and A7 as a initial cluster centers. And the distance function between 2 points, that is A x1 y1 and B x2 y2, is defined as, here the distance function is also given to us. So how we will calculate the distance? So here the distance is calculated by the x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. So use k-means algorithm to find the 3 cluster centers after the second iteration. So in this problem, we have to use k-means algorithm to find the 3 cluster centers after the second iterations, means we have to run our algorithm for the 2 iterations. So here in iteration 1, first what we will do, we will calculate the distance of each point from each of the center of the 3 clusters, and the distance is calculated by using the given distance function. So how we will calculate the distance? So first we will take the first point and the cluster 1. So cluster 1 is 2, 10, and our first point is A1, that is 2, 10. So when we will calculate the distance using the formula given, we have the distance between point A1 and cluster 1 as 0. And again, if we calculate the distance between the point A1 and cluster center 2, that is 5, 8, the distance between point A1 and cluster 2, we will get 5. And after calculating the distance between the first point, that is A1, and cluster center 3, that is 1, 2, we will get 9. So these are the distances between the point and clusters. Similarly, we have to calculate the distance for the each data point with the clusters given, right? So here we can make the table like this to calculate the distance from each of the cluster and data points. Here you can see these are the data points given, A1 to A8. These are the data points, and these are the cluster centers. So cluster 1 is 210, so cluster 2 is 5, 8, and cluster 3 is 1, 2. And here we will assign the point to the cluster. So you can see when you have calculated the distance between the point A1 and cluster 1, you got 0 distance. And when you have calculated the distance between the point A1 and cluster 2, you will get 5. Similarly, when you will calculate the distance between the point A1 and cluster 3, you will get 9. So how we will select the cluster? How we can say the point belongs to the cluster? So we have assigned the points to the cluster which have the minimum distance from the cluster. So here you can see the point A1, the data point A1 having the minimum distance with the cluster 0. So you have assigned the point A1 to the cluster C1. Similarly, we have to calculate the distance between all the clusters and the data points like A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7 and A8. Similarly, we will assign the point to the cluster by which it is having the minimum distance, like point A2 having the minimum distance with the cluster 3. So we have assigned here cluster 3. Point A3 having minimum distance with the cluster 2. So we have assigned the cluster 2. So like in this manner, we have assigned all the clusters to the data points. Now you have a new cluster centers after the first iteration. So first cluster contains point A1 to 0, A1 to 10. How? Here you can see you have, this is your C1 is your first cluster, and the point belongs to the cluster C2. You can see the A3, A4, A5 and A6 and A8 belongs to cluster C2, and point A2 and A6 is A7 belongs to cluster 3. So you can see after the first iteration, first cluster contain point A1, second cluster contain points A3, A4, A5, A6 and A8. Similarly, cluster 3 contains 2 points A2 and A7, right? Now, we recompute the new cluster centers. The new cluster center is computed by taking mean of all the points contained in that cluster. Like in the cluster 1, we have only one point, that is A1 to 10. So there is no need to calculate the mean. This is your newly formed first cluster. For cluster 2, we have to take the mean of all the data points to calculate the center of cluster 2. So after taking the mean of all the data points belongs to cluster 2, you will get 6, 6 as a center of cluster 2. Similarly, by taking the mean of all the points belongs to cluster 3, you will get 1.5, 3 point for the cluster 3. So this is the completion of the iteration 1. Now you have formed the 3 new cluster centers, that is 210, 66 and 1.5, 3.5. So by using these cluster centers, we have to calculate the iteration 2. So similarly, as we have calculated the distance between each data point and the clusters, we will calculate the distance between the each data point and the newly formed clusters. So first we will calculate the distance between the point A1 and newly formed cluster C1. Then we will calculate the distance between the A1 and the newly formed cluster C2. Similarly, we will calculate the distance between the point A1 and the newly formed cluster C3. Okay. So in the similar manner, we calculate the distance of other points from each of the center of the three clusters. And then we will make the table as we have made in the first iteration. So now your cluster center are changed. You can see after the first iteration, you have got the new three cluster centers. So 210 is your first cluster and 66 is your cluster 2 and 1.5 3.5 is your cluster 3. So similarly, as in the first iteration, we have calculated the minimum distance, and the point which is having the minimum distance from the cluster is assigned to that cluster only. Okay. So in this, you can see here point 210 is having minimum distance from the cluster 1. So we have assigned it to cluster 1. Similarly, point A2 has a minimum distance from the cluster C3. So we have assigned this point to the cluster 3. In this manner, we have assigned all the points to the cluster which are having the minimum distance. Okay. So here you can see your first cluster contains 2 points, A1 and A8. You can see here A1 and A8 belongs to cluster C1, and A3, A4, A5 and A6 belongs to cluster C2, and A2 and A7 belongs to cluster C3. You can see here. So these are the newly formed clusters. So now we recompute the new cluster centers. The new cluster center is computed by taking mean of all the points contained in that cluster. Now again we have to take the mean for all the data points. So in the cluster 1 we have 2 data points. So we after calculating the mean of these data points, we will get the new cluster 3 9.5. And after taking the mean of all the data points present in the cluster 2, we will get newly cluster, that is 6.5 5.25, and after calculating the mean of all the data points present in cluster 3, we will get 1.5 and 3.5. So this is the completion of the iteration 2. So as asked in the question, we have to compute the cluster centers after the second iteration. So here this is your answer. After second iteration, the center of the three clusters are C1, that is 3 9.5, C2 6.5 5.25, and C3 1.5 3.5. So this is what how the k-means algorithm uh, calculate the clusters. So for more interesting videos, and in part 2 I will take any other problem also on k-means algorithm. So stay tuned, and thank you.